a price ceiling tends to have a distorting effect on free market conditions because it doesn't allow an equilibrium price to be arrived at as a result of market forces of demand and supply. So if under a free market system, under free market conditions, the price would be $15 but the government imposes a ceiling of, let's say, $10, it's likely to distort the market in the following manner. Firstly, because the price that can be charged by suppliers is significantly lower when the price ceiling is applied, suppliers will tend to supply far less goods into the market. Secondly, because the price that consumers pay for the good or service is significantly lower than the free market price, this will result in a large increase in the quantity demanded. So the combination of less supply and higher demand frequently results in shortages in that good or service. Often, in order to procure the good or service, a parallel market, it's no longer a black market, it's a parallel market that now develops, where the same good or the same service is sold at a price that deviates from the price ceiling. Now, in many African countries, we've seen this price ceiling and the effect it has on fuel prices, on medicine prices, on medical care, exchange rates, etc., and so forth. Often the intent of the authorities is good, but the unintended consequences of price ceilings are so large that sometimes they outweigh the challenging situation even before the price ceiling was implemented. So some of the more recent examples of price ceilings where they didn't work and had a massive negative effect include, for instance, fuel prices being fixed in Zimbabwe and Nigeria. In South Africa, we used to have a fixed exchange rate, and that was ultimately dismantled in 1996. So before we carry on, I'd like to ask you a question, and you can answer this in your groups. Zimbabwe had a price ceiling on petrol, and petrol ran out. And you saw all those long fuel queues and the burgeoning parallel market that took place. In South Africa today, there are still price controls on petrol. How come petrol ran out in Zimbabwe, but it doesn't run out in South Africa, despite price controls? Answer that for me before we carry on.